Under the bright, humming fluorescent lights of a grocery store, where families shuffled through aisles and carts clicked across the tiled floors, an unexpected hero walked unnoticed. Logan Pierce, a man whose appearance alone could make strangers change their path, moved with heavy boots and a quiet presence. His beard was thick, his arms covered in dark, swirling tattoos, and his leather jacket bore the marks of 1,000 long rides on open highways. To many, he looked like trouble. To some, like danger. But on that ordinary afternoon, Logan Pierce became proof that appearances can be the greatest lie of all. He had only stopped into the grocery store for something simple, coffee, maybe a quick snack for the road. He wasn't planning to stay long, and he certainly wasn't expecting to become the center of a story that would travel across the internet and touch millions. But heroes never plan their moments. They simply respond when life calls. As he pushed his cart slowly down the snack aisle, Logan noticed a little girl around 7 years old. She wore a small pink hoodie, her hair tied into 2 uneven pigtails that suggested she had gotten herself ready that morning. She looked lost in thought, hugging a stuffed bunny that had definitely seen better days. Logan wouldn't have given it a second glance. Kids wander all the time, if her eyes hadn't met his. There was fear in them. A quiet plea, as if she was screaming without a sound. Before Logan could process what he had seen, the girl subtly raised her hand. Not waving, not stretching, but curling her fingers in a gesture he recognized instantly. It was a silent rescue signal he had seen in videos circulating online, the kind meant for people in danger who couldn't speak out loud. The kind meant for someone who was being watched. The signal hit him like a punch to the chest. The girl repeated it again, more deliberately this time. Her small hand folded into a fist, then tucked her thumb inside, then closed over it. Help me. Logan's instincts sharpened. He wasn't the kind of man who froze. He had lived a life that demanded quick decisions, and this moment was no different. He glanced around the aisle, scanning for anyone suspicious, anyone watching her too closely. That's when he saw him. A man in his early 40s, clean-shaven, wearing a button-up shirt and jeans that tried too hard to look normal. But there was nothing normal about the way he hovered behind the girl, his hand brushing her shoulder lightly as if controlling her movements without being obvious. His eyes darted toward Logan, then away, then back again, secretly evaluating whether Logan had noticed anything. Logan pretended he hadn't. He kept walking, feigning interest in a box of cereal. But his mind raced. He couldn't leave. The girl needed someone. Right now, that someone was him. He rolled his cart slowly, keeping the corner of his eye on the pair. The girl stayed close to the man, but her shoulders were stiff, her steps hesitant. She glanced back toward Logan again, her lips trembling just slightly. Logan knew he had seconds to act. He moved to the next aisle, stepping quietly until he was out of sight. Then he pulled his phone from his pocket, hands steady, and dialed emergency services. His voice stayed low, calm, controlled. There's a child in danger at the Eastwood grocery, he told the operator. A little girl. She used the silent help signal. I think she's with someone who shouldn't have her. The operator assured him officers were on the way, but Logan knew that police minutes felt like hours when a child was in danger. He couldn't just wait. He needed to keep them in the store, long enough for help to arrive. So he turned around, tightened his jaw, and walked back into the aisle like a man prepared for anything. The moment he returned, the man was guiding the girl toward the exit. Too fast, too determined. Whatever plan he had, he was ready to execute it. Logan stepped into their path casually, blocking the aisle with his cart. Hey, Logan said, voice deep but steady, you dropped this. The man frowned. Dropped what? Logan lifted a random pack of gum he had grabbed off a shelf. This. You dropped it back there. I didn't drop anything, the man snapped, gripping the girl's wrist. Well, someone dropped it, Logan said calmly, shifting his cart just enough to block their escape. The man tightened his hold on the girl and attempted to squeeze past. Excuse us. The girl winced. Logan saw it. That was enough. He stepped between them in a single motion, towering over the man. Let her go. The man froze. His face drained of color. His eyes flicked to Logan's tattoos, his broad shoulders, the leather jacket that made him look like someone who had seen, and survived, far worse confrontations. This is my daughter, the man stammered. No, I'm not, the little girl whispered, clinging tighter to her stuffed bunny. Logan's glare darkened. You heard her. The man attempted to pull her again, but Logan reached out and caught the man's wrist in an iron grip. Not enough to hurt him, but enough to let him know he wasn't going anywhere. Let her. Go. Shaking, the man released her. The girl immediately dashed behind Logan, grabbing the back of his jacket like he was a human shield. Logan kept himself planted firmly between them, his stance unmovable, his presence protective. Customers were beginning to notice. A few stepped closer, others pulled out their phones. The man took a step back, realizing the situation was slipping away. He tried to bolt toward the exit, but two store clerks intercepted him. Security arrived seconds later, and moments after that, the police entered the store with urgency in their steps. Everything happened quickly after that. Officers spoke to the little girl, then detained the man, who now looked more like a cornered animal than someone in control. Logan stayed quiet, his large frame still subtly positioned between the girl and the man until officers escorted the suspect out of the building. Only when the danger had fully passed did Logan finally kneel down to the girl's level. His intimidating expression softened. "You're safe now," he told her gently. "You did the right thing." The girl sniffled. "I didn't know if anyone would see." "I saw," he said with a small, comforting smile. "And I'm really glad you did it." Store employees brought her water and called her parents, who arrived minutes later in a frantic rush. The moment Mia, now identified by her mother, ran into their arms, the entire store seemed to exhale in relief. Her mother cried. Her father thanked Logan repeatedly, grasping his hands with gratitude that words could barely hold. Logan, uncomfortable with praise, simply nodded and stepped back. "I just did what anyone should," he said quietly. But everyone who witnessed it knew the truth. Not everyone would have noticed, and even fewer would have acted. As Logan walked out of the store, his boots echoing softly on the floor, the world saw him differently. For a moment, the tattoos didn't matter. The leather jacket didn't matter. The tough exterior that made people avoid him had become the very armor that protected a child who desperately needed saving. Some customers applauded him as he left. Others wiped their eyes. A few snapped photos, and soon the story spread online, once again reminding the world that heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear leather, sometimes they carry scars, and sometimes they are the very people society is quickest to judge. Logan didn't stay to watch his story go viral. He didn't care for fame or applause. He simply got on his motorcycle, started the engine, and rode off into the fading daylight, leaving behind a grocery store full of people who had witnessed the power of compassion, courage, and the unexpected heroism of a man who looked like anything but a savior. And little Mia, safe at home that evening, held her stuffed bunny close and whispered to her mom about the biker who rescued her. She said he wasn't scary. He was strong, he was brave, and he made her feel safe. A simple moment in a grocery store became a life-changing memory for a family, and a powerful lesson for the world. Judging someone by their appearance can blind us from seeing the goodness that lives within them. Sometimes the kindest hearts beat beneath the roughest surfaces. If this story has touched your heart, take a moment to reflect on what bravery really means. It isn't loud, it isn't polished, it isn't perfect, it is simply doing the right thing when it matters, even when no one is watching. And if you ever see a child make that silent rescue signal, remember Logan Pierce. Remember to act. Remember that one decision, one moment of courage, can change a life forever. And as always, if stories like these inspire you, move you, or remind you of the good still left in this world, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories of courage, redemption, and unexpected heroes.